This is Fresh Air. I'm Terry Gross. Being a family caregiver, taking care of a loved one who is ill, elderly, or disabled, is hard. But it's harder than it needs to be, and there are things that we can do to change that, according to my guest, Suzanne Geffen Mintz. She speaks both as a caregiver and as the co-founder and president of the National Family Caregivers Association, which provides information, support, and advocacy. Mintz is the author of the book A Family Caregiver Speaks Up. Her husband has had MS since 1974. He now needs help with the daily activities of living, dressing, bathing, toileting, eating, mobility, and transferring from bed to wheelchair. Mintz's book describes many of the emotions and day-to-day issues that affect caregiving families. Suzanne Mintz, welcome to Fresh Air.
Thank you.
Let's get to a scary moment in your life that you bring up in your book. And like one of the scary moments is when your loved one is getting released from the hospital in a very compromised situation, maybe right after surgery or right after a stroke, and suddenly they're going to be in your care and you're not prepared for it and you don't know how to do it. So you tell the story in your book. This happened to you. Your husband, who has MS, on top of that, had bladder surgery. So he's getting released from the hospital with this big incision, and you live alone with him. You're 5 feet tall. What are some of the problems you had to deal with as soon as he was released back home?
Well, I think the problem started in the hospital where they wouldn't agree to give us a home care aide, because I knew that coming back home, Stephen was going to be in worse shape than he was when he went in. And I don't think we fully comprehended how much more difficult it would be. But it was very obvious as soon as we got home and we were trying to transfer him from the chair that we used for transportation to a manual chair in the house. And he, because of this incision across his stomach, he just was not able to use whatever strength he still had to help propel himself up. And so I went running around the neighborhood. We'd heard a lawnmower going in the yard behind us, and I just went running around the corner to see who I could find. And luckily there was this tall, young, strapping guy. And I said, I need your help. Come with me. And he was able to help. But it's silly to be put into a situation like that, which can certainly be extremely dangerous.
So what do you think should have been done? What kind of help should you have had when your husband was discharged?